Tonight, Mile High Stadium again hosts the world's greatest baseball fans as the Colorado Rockies embark on their 4th million. Monday's blockbuster trade brought the team 2 veteran pitchers, and tonight, Greg Harris makes his Colorado Rockies debut. Hi again, everybody. I'm Duane Kuiper, and while Charlie Jones is gone, joining us is one of the great sports personalities, Joe Garagiola. And Joe, you are now part of this great Rockies spectacle, a near sellout again tonight.
Near sellout. I was told it is a sellout. Tomorrow's a sellout. Sunday's a sellout. I walked in. I thought it was either cap day, bat day, or all of them combined. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I think it's wonderful.
You have had a chance to see Greg Harris pitch doing some of the Padres games. Tell us a little bit about Greg Harris.
About Greg Harris, not the Padres games, because we play private games over in San Diego. Right? Yes. I saw Greg Harris pitch, and if he gets his curveball over, he's going to be tough. That's the key. I saw him pitch a real good ball game. I like the way he's got a good arm, and I think if he's on at all, you're going to see a pretty good pitch.
So this was really a pretty good acquisition for the Rockies.
I think in many ways. I think what it said was we were going to go through the year as an expansion team, but now we think we're going to compete. And with 70,000 people showing up practically for every game, I think they're saying we're not going to wait too much longer, and we're going to do something about it. And I think it was a good acquisition.
Greg Harris will be the starter tonight. Stay tuned for all the action in the starting lineups right after this. Rockies baseball is brought to you. Stadium, Don Baylor, while exchanging the lineup cards, got into it with Charlie Williams, who is the umpire at third, and it is under our impression that Don Baylor has been thrown from the ball game before the game has even started. And this is how it got started. And this was right at home plate. The other umpires, of course, just watching. And this stems from a play on Wednesday night where Charlie Williams made a very controversial call that cost the Rockies a tying run against the Atlanta Braves.
And I'll tell you something, if you can read lips, you're not going to invite Charlie Williams to your holy name meeting, because he just told Baylor what he felt about him, and you can see he's still pretty upset. Don Baylor was stopped by Joe West. It's a rarity, but I've seen it happen before, but Baylor was wired. He came out looking for blood.
And we were talking before we came on the air. Don Baylor, of course, played for many years for Earl Weaver, and you could almost see part of the Earl Weaver in Don Baylor. He was going to make a point if it meant stopping and going back a couple of times, which he wanted to do, and as Joe just said, Joe West didn't allow it. I have a feeling, though, that Don Baylor has to walk by Charlie Williams on the way to the clubhouse, that he's going to stop and have something to say with him.
I think you're absolutely right, and we're going to follow him all the way. Obviously, Don Zimmer will be running the club, but watch Baylor. I doubt if he can get by Charlie Williams and not have something to say.
Even if it's from 10 feet. And there he goes. It was kind of a natural progression right to Charlie Williams. And if it means anything, Baylor got in the last word, and that's what the folks wanted to see at Mile High. So before we even get started, Don Baylor has been ejected, and he will watch this game from the clubhouse.
You didn't even advertise fireworks tonight.
Unbelievable.
I can't. That was some exchange at home plate, and it has to go back to that play you were talking about, and Baylor was really worked up.
With the off day yesterday, it's probably something he's been thinking about for the last 24 hours.
At least.
Leading it off for the San Francisco Giants will be Darren Lewis. And the first pitch is a breaking ball, and it's fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Let's take a look at the Rocky Mountain News starting lineup for the Giants. San Francisco Giants treats. Lewis leading off, Thompson, Clark, Williams, Bonds. Then it's McGee, Clayton, Manwaring, and the starting pitcher, Greg Brummett. No balls and a strike. to Darren Lewis. And Joe talked about Greg Harris in our opening, what to look for. Pretty good curveball.
First pitch of the ball game, I think that was a message he sent. He said, you're going to beat me. You're going to beat me with my best pitch.
And that's a base hit to right field. And Lewis waited on it very nicely, and he slaps a single.
Looked like a fastball. It was up, and you see Bobby Bonds talking to him. It was not a good pitch by Harris. Here it is. You get a good look at it. He went right with it. Which, even if he hits it, he's not going to do anything with it, but he gets the strikeout. But that says a lot of things, the confidence that he's got in his fastball tonight, and we know what kind of curveball he has.
Take a look at our Rocky Mountain News starting lineup. Parrott Hurts wing, flies home. Young in left, followed by Mejia, Bichette. Hayes will hit cleanup. Boston, Clark, Schaefer will do the catching. Castilla and Harris. You like that, huh? Parrott, Hurts.
Flies home, Hurts wing.
Bonds, Lewis, and McGee from left to right in the outfield. Williams, Clayton, Thompson, and Clark from third to first. And the battery of Kurt Manwaring and young Greg Brummett. Brummett this year is 1-3 with a 326 earned run average. This will be his 6th start. Throws a fastball, a curveball, a quick slider, and a changeup. His fastball is in the mid-80s. They tell us he has a great deal of confidence, and he's not afraid to drop down on right-handed hitters. Many people in the Giants organization feel that this kid is going to be a big winner someday. So Greg Brummett, with a 1-3 record, will face Eric Young to lead it off for the Rockies. And he takes a strike. So much these days, Joe, we see pitching coaches, location, and I guess maybe that's because the real hard throwers aren't out there.
If you say to me, which would you rather have, speed or control, I think I'd surprise people and say, give me control, because I know that will be consistent. You talk about guys being in the 90s or 80s, they're not there all the time.
Tailing fastball to Young. It's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Warren Spahn used to always say if you can change speeds, it's like having 3 pitches, if you can control it.
2-1 pitch to EY is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I read a box score the other day. I think it was in Sports Illustrated. 2-2 pitch to Eric Young. Grounded right back to Brummett. And that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. About Spahn and Marichal. They each pitched 15 innings, I think, in a game at Candlestick. That's another thing you just don't see anymore.
Well, it's become a game of specialists now. You got the setup man, you got the closer,
the long man.
The long man, the short. You don't know if it's a baseball team or a polo team, for crying out loud. I mean, he's a pitcher, amen, but no longer.
Roberto Mejia steps up to the plate, and he takes a pitch in there for a strike. Mejia, 241 with a home run and 8 RBIs.
But a lot of people talking about him, about his actions around second base, that he looks like he's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Rockies feel that he is going to be a special player. He has the tools to be an impact player at that position. In other words, if he can knock in 70 or 80 runs down the road, that's impact for a second baseman.
Absolutely.
Pops this one to the right side. Will Clark backpedaling, and he makes the catch, out number 2.
I must say, though, when he got that curveball, he kind of bailed out a little bit. It'll be hard to knock in 70 runs when half your body's not in the box.
He has a tendency to pull out, but what he does do is he manages to keep his hands back.
Take away your power, but get you some base hits.
Right. Here's Dante Bichette, batting .308 with 13 home runs and 60 RBIs. 1-0. Giants are leading in the bottom of the first inning. And Dante with a line drive in the left field. Darren Lewis will cut it off, and Dante Bichette with a 2-out single.
I saw him with the Angels. I thought he was a pretty good hitter then, and I was kind of surprised when they let him go. Looked like a fastball that was inside to him. Here's the swing. Drew those arms in and hit it.
You know, the one thing I think that any ball player asks is to have a manager that'll put his name in the lineup every day, and that's what Don Baylor has done for Dante Bichette. You can't complain about anything else. And Doug Rader did not do that with Dante Bichette, and
he bounced him around, right?
First pitch to Charlie Hayes is grounded. It is a foul ball called by Charlie Williams, who at this particular moment is not a very popular man in Denver.
And he has a identification bracelet he wore on his right wrist behind the plate. I don't know if he's got it on tonight. There it is. Yeah, he comes well dressed.
No balls and one strike to Charlie Hayes. 17 home runs and 65 RBIs. And a swing and a miss by Hard Charlie. No balls and two strikes.
You know, one of my ambitions in baseball all the years I've been in it is to read an umpire's report on an incident. And tonight, I would love to see what they write about and what Baylor said and what Charlie Williams said, because I know there were a couple words used there that were pretty explicit. Make Andrew Dice Clay sound like he was in retreat.
No balls and two strikes to Charlie Hayes with Bichette the base runner at first and 2 outs. Brummett throws a fastball and Hayes stays alive. Still 0-2. Rarely will you see what happened tonight happen, and that's a manager get tossed. But one thing too that we probably should mention is it's unlikely that the same crew would stay for the next series, and that has happened.
I saw Eddie Stanky get kicked out like that when he came up to give the umpire the card at home plate and said, what I said yesterday still goes, and gets it, is that right? Well, what I said yesterday still goes, and you're gone.
Bichette goes, and Charlie Hayes down the right field line. McGee giving chase in foul territory, and he makes the catch. No runs, a base hit for the Rockies. They strand one, and after one, it's the Giants 1, the Rockies 0. Of Don Baylor. Now, this is nothing new for Mr. Zimmer.
You know, I got a T-shirt. Did I show it to you?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, when he was at Boston, they gave him a lot of heat, Zimmer.
Kurt Manwaring swings and misses.
And they started a fan club, and a young man gave it to me. He says, Zimmer's all right with me. And Zimmer's always been all right with me. He's one of my favorite guys. And so I wore it. And tonight I showed it to him. He couldn't believe it. I still had the shirt.
Inside to Manwaring. 1 ball and 1 strike. There was a couple of years, and it may have been 76, 77, where the fans in Boston did wear Zim out every time he stuck his head out of the dugout. And they had some terrific teams. Manwaring hits this one well to left field. Is it back? It is gone. Kurt Manwaring with his 3rd home run of the season. And it's 2-0.
He hit it well. He timed it perfectly. Looked like a breaking ball.
Came on a 1-1 pitch. And see if this breaking ball flattened out a little bit for Harris. Not too bad.
You know, and look, does he throw a palm ball? I didn't know that. And look at it with the grip.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like he had it way back in his palm as he came out of the glove with it.
Greg Brummett is the hitter. Brummett is 0 for 9 this year. And that pitch is down and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Brummett. Giants lead 2-0 as Brummett fouls this one into the seat.
At least Brummett chokes up on the bat. Most pitchers go up there, they hit from the end of the bat or swing from the end of the bat. Very few of them hit, but he looks like a hitter.
Breaking ball is up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He showed it plenty of respect, that curveball. He genuflected. That's dirty.
Top of the batting order, Darren Lewis is on deck. To shortstop, Vinny Castilla, and he throws on to Gerald Clark. 1 out. In addition to bringing you Colorado Rockies baseball, Coors Brewing Company is a major contributor to Colorado's economy and has been for more than a century. When you choose Coors, you choose Colorado. 1 out in the top of the second inning, and here's Darren Lewis.
Darren Lewis took a little bit of time, and now he backs out to give his pitcher Brummett a little bit of a breather because he had to run that play out. And usually, you assume sometimes that he's going to take the first pitch, so you call fastball to get that quick strike.
Darren Lewis also bounces one to Castilla. And it's back-to-back 6-3 putouts. So following the home run by Manwaring to lead off the inning, Greg Harris has settled down. Now here's Robbie Thompson.
Why would he take time getting in the batter's box if he's going to hit the first pitch?
Exactly.
Whatever good he did, he lost it right there. I think this Thompson is an underrated player.
Well, I agree with you. I had the opportunity to watch Robbie from his rookie year in 1986 when he and Will Clark came up at the same time. So he lines this one. Dante got a good jump, and he makes the catch. So Robbie Thompson lines out to right field. A home run for Kurt Manwaring. It is now the Giants 2 and the Rockies nothing.
Take a good look at it. That just wasn't a snapper. I don't know. Great camera work, guys.
Darrell Boston leads it off for the Rockies, and he takes a strike. 2-0. Giants are leading, scoring lone runs in the first and second. And for the Rockies, it'll be Boston, Clark, and Schaefer. And Boston grounds this one foul. So quickly, Brummett out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Brummett, by the way, in his last start, which was on the 23rd of July, had a no decision, went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits and 1 earned run. 0-2 pitch to Boston is inside. If you follow the box scores, or if you follow the Giants, it was a game in which Barry Bonds tied that game with a 9th inning home run. They went on to play 14 and lost to the Phillies. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You see Manwaring try to steal that pitch as he kind of backhanded the ball, hoping that his glove would be on the inside part of the plate.
Boston goes down swinging. First strikeout for Brummett. Brummett, we talked about location earlier, is a pitcher that is not going to get strikeouts with velocity. He's going to get them with location.
And that's important. He spots it well. Now, if that ball tailed away, even if he would have hit that ball, he would not have driven it anywhere.
Here's Gerald Clark. 266 with 6 home runs and 29 RBIs. And Clark lofts this one into center field where Darren Lewis is there, and he makes the catch. Well, it's a record-breaking year at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Get remarkable savings on all cars and minivans. The record-breaking clearance going on now at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Duane, is that glove that Brummett's using, does it look oversized to you like it does to me? I mean, I know pitchers hide the ball, but look at the size of that glove. You could sleep a family of 4 in it.
Looks long, doesn't it?
It looks real long.
Yeah. First pitch to Schaefer is a line drive into center field, a base hit.
It wasn't long enough, was it?
So for the second inning in a row, the Rockies have a 2-out single, and that'll bring to the plate Vinny Castilla. Castilla with 5 home runs and 18 RBIs for Don Baylor. Castilla with 6 triples, that ranks him second in the National League. On deck is Greg Harris, and they called a balk on Brummett, and down to second will go Schaefer, and maybe that makes the strategy a little easier for Don Baylor. Now there's a base open.
I didn't see anything. I wonder what it was. Apparently it was something he knew he did because he's agreeing with it.
know, we always watch first and foremost for the hesitation and the pause. Did he hesitate long enough? Sure looked like he did.
Yeah. But they called it right away.
Yep. Castilla takes the pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes. For the people that come out to the ballpark, it's probably one of the most difficult things to spot if you're a fan watching, unless, of course, the guy drops the ball or he falls off the mound. It's not something that you can really debate with an umpire. Pop behind second base. Coming in is Darren Lewis. He's there and he makes the catch. No runs a hit. The Rockies strand 1. We've completed 2 here at Mile High. It's 2-0 Giants. So Greg Harris down by a couple of runs, and here to call inning 3, 4, 5, and 6 is my partner, Joe Garagiola.
Okay, Duane. And it'll be my pleasure. Will Clark's going to lead it off, and boy, he's got enough equipment on to start a sporting goods store. Gloves, wristbands, elbow protector. But what hurts is that average against Harris, 188. This is a good hitter, though. There's a strike.
I've seen pads, Joe, and so have you, right on the elbow or on the forearm, but that high up must have gotten hit there a couple of times.
And that doesn't feel good. Pull foul way inside. 2 quick strikes. Harris against Will Clark.
A little bit of dilemma for the Giants. I'm sure they're not worrying about it too much right now, but at some point they have to worry about signing this young man, Will Clark. And if they don't,
and that's why that meeting coming up with the owners is going to be very important.
Yes,
foul ball hit off the end of the bat.
It's not that far away. It's in Wisconsin somewhere, I believe I read.
I tell you, with the statements that you read, there's certainly none of that friendly atmosphere we were led to believe might be there. Talking strike in September.
It has all the talk of what we were used to over the last 20 years. Just doesn't get done unless it's either at the last minute or way beyond the deadline.
Isn't that the truth? 1-2 pitch. He took something off the pitch and down goes Clark. That's a second strikeout for Harris.
Well, you mentioned and you saw the difficult time that Clark has against Greg Harris, and it's unusual that a right-handed pitcher would dominate such a good left-handed hitter, but it has everything to do with the curveball.
Curveball and changing speeds. If he changes speeds on his curveball, that's another pitch. Here is Matt Williams. He flied to right his first time up. Lines the first baseman, Clark. Very first pitch, hit hard. But Doubleday knew what he was doing when he put him where he did. So there are 2 quick outs, and here's Barry Bonds. Bonds was intentionally passed his first time up.
Pick up your phone right now and order a Domino's large pizza with your favorite topping and get a second large pizza with any topping delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less. Both for the low price of $14.99.
There it goes. Forget about it. Show a movie. Wow. I mean, he hit it 3/4 of the way up. First pitch. That's his 30th home run of 1993, and he makes it look so easy.
Now that's the furthest ball we've seen hit this year to right field. And it's obvious Barry Bonds was not only looking fastball, but had a particular part in the zone that he was looking for, and he got it.
And the cheer you hear is for the ball being thrown back by whoever caught that ball in right field, which brings you shades of Wrigley Field. The ball boy went out to get it, and there's Barry Bonds doing what he's done so many times, 30 times this year, being congratulated and shaking hands. And Willie McGee's the batter. Willie McGee got that infield hit to drive in the first run. I'll tell you, if Bonds would chop that up into singles, what do you figure he'd hit? 522?
Absolutely. They wouldn't worry about 400.
That was hit a long way. Fastball misses. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. I tell you, those guys are just going to hit. You concentrate on keeping the guys who bat in front of them off the bases.
That's right. If they do hit one, you just hope no one's on.
That's about it. Left field. Young near the foul line, and he makes the catch. So that ends the third inning, but the Giants, on that tremendous home run by Barry Bonds, pick up another run. So we go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 San Francisco.
And everyone knew, including Greg Harris, that this was going to be a souvenir way back into those right field seats.
And there he is, Barry Bonds, a franchise. Harris takes a strike. Don't you love it when you hit him that good like Barry Bonds did, so you can watch it yourself? I didn't hit that many, and
I hit one, and I slid into second. I thought for sure it was a double.
You realize they could take our totals? Barry Bonds just passed them tonight. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, but we had a whole lot more fun with ours.
We appreciated it. When you hit 30 home runs in a year, how can you appreciate every one?
That's right.
But if you hit 1 or 8, each one makes an indelible impression on you.
And you remember it for a lifetime.
Oh. So there's one man out, and here's Eric Young. He bounced out right back to the pitcher his first time up. It's a strike. Joe West behind the plate. Country western singer. Hit off the end of the bat, right back to the pitcher. There are 2 outs.
Well, Continental Airlines, the official airline of the Rockies, serves over 55 international destinations in more than 150 cities in the U.S. Call Continental Airlines or your travel agent today and experience the difference.
So 2 easy outs, and here is Mejia. He fouled out to Will Clark his first time up. Curveball is a strike.
And you're right. The first thing you notice about Mejia is he has a tendency to take that left shoulder and come out just a little bit.
I'll tell you, that's something I'm sure that Baylor will be working on with him. And if anybody can get the job done, it'll be Baylor. As for example, Galarraga, who everybody seemed to think might have had it. And Baylor got him, turned him around a little bit, and what a ball player. Well hit. Whoa, Matt Williams. He knew that was hit. Man, that was a dentist delight. Williams says, I'm glad I got my glove up there.
Well, of course, Matt Williams is playing in because of the ability of Mejia to bunt. And when you play in like that, you're risking taking one right in the chops. Mejia hits a bullet, one hopper.
He really hit that hard.
And Matt Williams, of course, has the quick reactions. And the only thing he could do on that was slow it down.
I tell you, he's lucky he got that glove up. He'd have been doing those denture cream commercials. Will Clark wears his game face all the time. Even in getting room service, he's got his game face on. Dante Bichette hit the ball hard his first time up. There are 2 outs, 1 man on. Rockies continue to get that hit after 2 outs.
Tried third time.
There's Will Clark. I hope that's gum and not that stupid tobacco he's chewing. When will they learn?
Yeah, he's not a tobacco chewer.
Is that sun? Oh,
Those
good.
Sunflowers.
Great. That's smart. Pull foul.
There aren't as many tobacco chewers as there used to be. It's starting to dwindle down.
I hope, because all it can do is give you oral cancer. And I know they can't stop it, and I'm not going to preach, but I wish that they would stop it. Between chewing tobacco like Lenny Dykstra, man, I'm telling you, I can't hardly watch him hit. He's drooling all over the place.
Makes a mess in center field.
Yeah. Between spitting, chewing, and scratching, you think a golfer would ever do that? Spit a wad and say, give me a 5-iron? If I were commissioner.
Well, the job is open.
It'll be open when it's filled. High fly ball, left field. Barry Bonds will probably make a one-hand catch. There he does. Okay, that ends the inning. So the Rockies do not score, get a base hit. We complete 3 innings here. It's still 3-0 Giants.
Why? This was Wednesday night in the 5th inning, a chance for the Rockies to tie the game Charlie Williams, the home plate umpire, called Alex Cole out. And this is another angle. Remember, this ties the game in the 8th inning. Alex Cole clearly slides in ahead of the tag, and Don Baylor thought about it and couldn't stand it.
Ahead of the tag, way ahead. This ball's well hit. Did he make the catch? No, did not able. It dropped right in front of him, and it's a 3-base hit for Royce Clayton. It looked like Boston was going to make the play. Couldn't see, but it dropped right at his feet.
Hell, it was, you know, the Willie Mays type style, trying to make the over-the-shoulder basket catch, and it appeared that he may have been juggling it, and then it bounced up against the fence. It was a good angle at it.
Yeah, great angle. Oh, he never did get it.
And then it kind of pinned up against the wall, and that's where we lost it.
It looked like he was going to try to trap it against that fence and hope to get a call, but it was not to be. The infield is in for the Rockies. Manwaring had a home run his first time up, is the batter. 1 ball to count. Down the right field line, it's going to be trouble. It'll be extra bases for Manwaring. Clayton scores easily, and it's a 2-base hit and another run. It's a 4-0 ball game. Manwaring hits one down the right field line, and Bichette was over in right center field. No chance at all to make the play. So these Giants, extra base hits, 2 home runs, a triple, 2 doubles, 1 single thrown in there. They might as well throw that back.
Well, the thing, Joe, that you worry about is you know that Lewis is going to get on base, and Thompson, Clark, Williams, and Bonds are going to hurt you. If you can keep the bottom of the order from hurting you, then you might have a chance. But the whole order has done something to hurt Greg Harris, and especially the bottom of the batting order.
Here's Brummett. Castillo holds the runner over to first base. Casey Stengel used to have a great expression. He said, the lions and tigers will bite you, but watch those nits and gnats.
That's right.
And that's what's happening here. The nits and gnats are getting you.
Well, Manwaring with a home run and an RBI double. Royce Clayton 1 for 2, a triple and a run scored.
So there's 1 man out, and Darren Lewis is the batter. He singled and scored in the first, and he bounced out in the second. Curveball is a strike.
Bank One Colorado is proud to be the official bank of the Colorado Rockies. Bank One, whatever it takes. Member FDIC.
Four nothing Giants. Jams him. Mejia gets him at first, but Manwaring moves on over to third, but there are 2 outs. That brings up Robbie Thompson, who doubled in the first inning, a bloop double, and then lined hard to right in the second inning. See, Harris is trailing by 4, but it's those kind of anesthetic runs. You don't feel them, but they're on the scoreboard.
Yep. But there hasn't been one of those significant rallies that a team has to stand on the field and watch a pitcher throw a lot of balls and gets behind it. It hasn't been like that at all. It's been very quick scoring in every inning.
Outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Exception, of course, was the first inning when Harris faced 7 hitters.
Yeah, but you don't feel that because it looked like he was going to get out of it.
Right.
And that ball McGee hit just happened to get over his head. Outside. Now, I know he's had good success against Will Clark, but I still don't like to see him up there with men on base. It's 3 balls and no strikes. I would just as soon he'd get Robbie Thompson, but it looks like he may be pitching around him. Base hit on a 3-0 pitch. And that was not a belt-high fastball to the outside part of the plate. Drives in a run. It's a 5-0 ball game.
Yeah, it was not your classic 3-0 pitch that you see a hitter really take a good, healthy cut at. This pitch is down and away, and it actually may have been ball 4.
And if his follow-through is a little bit better, he might be able to make the play, but he was off balance as he fell towards first base, and it cost him. And maybe the fact that Clark does not hit Harris gave Dusty Baker the idea to let Robbie Thompson take a shot at the 3-0 pitch.
Right.
So it's a 5-0 ball game. Clark struck out and bounced out to first. It's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's Kurt Leskanik down in the bullpen for the Rockies.
This one gets by the catcher, and it'll be a wild pitch, one of those 55-foot curveballs.
Leskanik, who came out of the starting rotation because of the acquisition of Craig Harris. He is getting loose, and he's getting loose quite rapidly.
It's 2 balls and no strikes on Will Clark with Robbie Thompson at second base. Curveball. It is a beauty. 2 balls and a strike.
2-0 curveball, so it gives you an idea again that Harris is not afraid to go to that pitch no matter what the count is.
And here's the 2-1 pitch. Bouncing ball. Mejia has it over to first. Clark is out. Ends the inning. But the Giants pick up 2 runs. And we go into the bottom half here. Fourth, it's 5-0 San Francisco.
They're in the top of the 4th inning in Cincinnati. 5-3 Padres leading. In Philadelphia, the Pirates own a 3-1 lead. That's in the bottom of the 5th. In Montreal, the Expos 6-1 lead, top of the 5th inning. Ryan Bowen started that game. He was knocked out. And the Braves are leading the Astros 2-0, top of the 3rd. Glavine against Drabek, so that's a good pitching matchup. Mets and Cardinals just underway in St. Louis.
And here's Charlie Hayes to lead it off. He fouled out his first time up. Outside, and it's ball 1.
You know, it's something that you hate to dwell on or even talk that much about, but all the publicity that's coming out of New York and the Mets with the firecrackers and the, you know, just the bad publicity.
Oh, that ball's well hit in the gap. It'll not be cut off. It'll be extra bases for Charlie Hayes. He's on at second with a double. No doubt about that one.
Yeah, he had a frozen rope that easily made the outfield fence. And for the first time in this game, the Rockies have a base hit before there were 2 outs. Nice compact swing for Charlie Hayes.
It looks like he used that front leg as that trigger mechanism, too. He cranked that thing up while Brumman still had the ball in perfect timing. And you're right, Duane. They finally got a leadoff base hit. We've got a base runner in scoring position. Darrell Boston, who struck out his first time up as the batter. Takes a fastball, and it's ball 1.
But again, you hate to beat the dead horse with the Mets. It's just unfortunate that those things have happened. I know the commissioner has come out and he has apologized on behalf of Major League Baseball, actually the acting commissioner, Bud Selig.
But that's not where it should come from.
No, it should come
from... That's one of those PR statements.
You know, it should come from the player, and it has.
Finally.
But it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
I think that, to me, that whole situation, first of all, was very childish, immature. But for some reason, a lot of the players of today, and I'm being critical, but I can't help it, there's an accountability that's involved here. You're a Major League Baseball player, or you're a football player, a basketball player. It's not a case that I want you to be a role model, whether you accept it or not. It is there. It is there. You can't get away from it. And what Coleman did was just irresponsible. High. 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, for the Rockies, they need base runners right now more than they need anything else. Of course, you're going to say, well, they need runs, but you need base runners before you're going to get those runs. So with a 3-0 count, you would assume that Darrell Boston might be taking.
If he doesn't, I bet Baylor will be out here. There's a strike. And for your late tuners on, what that means is Don Baylor was ejected before the game ever got started. as he and Charlie Williams really got into it. And Don Zimmer is the acting manager, and there you see him as he coaches third base. Here's the 3-1 pitch. He's got the green light this time if he likes it. And he does, and he drills it to center field. Charlie Hayes is rounding third. He's going to score. It's a 5-1 game.
It's very important that you not only show your team, but you show the other team that you can get back into this game, and you need to chip away to do it. Darryl Boston helps with a line drive off of a tailing fastball. And of course, Charlie Hayes is going to score easily. So you take it one at a time, and if someone can hit the long ball with a couple of guys on base, well, that's even better.
Throw to first base. Diving back is Boston. It's a 5-1 ball game. You got a point there. You don't look for the long ball. If you get it, it's a bonus. But keep chipping away. Gerald Clark waiting. Low, and it's ball one. Gerald Clark, he flied to center field his first time up. I'll tell you, it didn't take me long to learn that if you're doing baseball here as a broadcaster, when a run scores, you better shut up because the crowd will take over.
Crowd likes to take over.
Oh, that's great. Participation, nothing like it. Fastball inside. I mean, there are people all over this ballpark. It is a sellout. And that, what is that, the fourth tier up there? Must be a different time zone up there. They're way up there. Look at this. What a beautiful picture.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, there are people all, oh, look at there.
That's the left field stands, the movable bleachers.
Outside, 3-0. Well, unfortunately, the San Diego folks are really having their problems. They would take what we just showed on television and be happy. Here comes Dusty Becker. He wants to talk to his pitcher, who seems to be aiming the ball. He's got a 4-run lead. It's a 5-1 ball game. And in a spot like this, when the manager comes out, he's not going to make a pitching change. He's going to simply say, hey, there's no defense against the base on balls. We got guys out there can make a play, throw some strikes.
That's right. And when you talk about defense, the Giants are ranked 4th. Actually, they're tied for 3rd in the National League. So they can catch the ball and throw it with the best of them. And you're right. You keep throwing ball 1, ball 2, ball 3. Not only does it set your defense on its heels, they have no way of catching.
No defense. And you as an infielder would know better than anybody how many times you stayed on your heels saying, this is not going to be a strike anyhow.
It's miserable.
And he walked him. So the Rockies have it going. 1 run in, 2 base runners on. Danny Schaefer, the batter.
And that for Brummett is his first walk. He's been pretty good around the plate, except this inning he has had his problems. Fell behind 3-0 to Darryl Boston.
Schaefer singled his first time up, singled center field. There you see the base runners. There's another base hit. Here comes Boston rounding third. Listen to the crowd. That's what baseball's all about. Fun at the ballpark.
And I agree with Danny Schaefer. Even though he's been a little bit wild, sit on a pitch, a perfect pitch. And if you get it, then take a good swing at it. He does, and he lines it into center field. And that'll easily score Darryl Boston. And that cuts into the Giants' lead. The Rockies now trail by 3.
It's 5-2. And here is Castilla. He flied to center field his first time up. Clark is on his second. Schaefer's on his first. There's nobody out. Doesn't get it. Strike 1. 14 base hits already, 7 runs. We've seen home runs. We saw a manager get kicked out before the game started. So it's been worth the price of admission, and we're not even halfway through this game. Two strikes. What are they saying, Rockies?
Well, one section says go, and then the other section says Rockies. And they get it going pretty good.
They got it going good. At home, a .364 hitter, that's pretty impressive. Ground ball. They'll get one. Throw to first, not in time. Ball was not hit that hard.
Well, Royce Clayton does a good job by getting one. At first I thought he might go to third, but Matt Williams went after the ball with left third base open. He gets to play at second, and Robbie Thompson, with that strong arm, made it a close play at first.
Go ahead.
We have a pinch hitter, Joe, and it's Jim Tatum.
Jim Tatum.
So Harris is out of the game.
So Jim Tatum will be the pinch hitter with base runners at first and third.
Tatum is 14 for 48 as a pinch hitter. He has a home run and 11 RBIs in that role.
And then you can see why they're making the move here. You've got the tying run at the plate and the guy who can hit it out of here. It's a 5-2 ball game. That home run, a grand slammer. Jim Tatum. There's one man out. Clark is on at third. That's Castilla at first. Tatum is the pinch hitter. Way outside, breaking ball, ball one.
Thing about Tatum, obviously, he wants to get in a position where he can look for a fastball and drive it. And with the count 1-0, he's working himself into that position.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch.
If you're Tatum, you want to stay away from swinging at a pitch down and out over the plate and try to pull it. That's when you come up with that inning-ending 6-4-3 double play.
There's the strike.
Pretty good pitch by Brummett.
Yes, it was.
Down and in, and had a little tail on it. So if you're Tatum, you take it.
It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jim Tatum, the pinch hitter. Base runners at first and third. I never did like that. Get the hitter. I mean, he's not going anywhere. The time runs at the plate. Bear down on him.
You're right. Here you have a catcher who's not have a reputation of being a base runner or a base stealer.
Very few catchers have ever had that reputation. You're right. Why throw over there? Bear down on him. Well hit. Not on a handle. My double play. That was not good base running by our man at first base, Castilla. That ends the 4th inning. 5-2 Giants.
8-6. Red Sox are beating the Orioles. Vaughn has hit his 18th. Baines has a grand slam in that game. Tigers and Blue Jays 6-3 in the top of the 7th inning. Fryman has his 13th home run. And just underway in Kansas City, the Royals are beating the Indians 1-0. And George Brett has hit his 11th. Kurt Leskanik is the new pitcher. And continuing to do the play-by-play is Joe Garagiola.
Okay. Kurt Liskanek. Duane, that Brett looks like he's found a second life or something.
It appears that he wants to prove a point that I can still play, and who knows?
He's doing a pretty good job.
He may decide that he wants to play a little longer.
He did a rash of home runs here lately.
Yeah.
Good fastball. Just got another quick strike. 2 quick strikes on Matt Williams.
Liskanek is 1-4 with a 5.56 ERA. This is his first appearance in relief since joining the Rockies. Liskanek does have a pretty good fastball, slider. He throws a hard curve and a changeup.
That one misses. Bobby Bonds is the first base coach, and he gives hitting instructions. There you see him flashing hitting signs, individual signs that he has with different hitters. Doesn't get it. Liskanek faces Matt Williams, first batter, and gets a strikeout.
Now this is what's encouraging for Don Baylor, for Bob Gebhardt, when they see Liskanek face a good hitter like Matt Williams and strike him out. Now they know that it's not going to happen all the time, but they can also see the building blocks.
Here's Barry Bonds. Bonds hit the first pitch that he was able to swing at last time at bat and hit it about 3/4 of the way up into the bleachers for his 30th home run. Ball 1. So it's to be a pretty good test for Liskanek. It's ball 2. Now, 2 balls and no strikes. High, ball 3.
Barry Bonds is a great example. You don't have to hold your bat at the very end to be a power hitter. You can choke up a little bit.
He draws the base on balls. So he's on. That's the first base on balls given up by Liskanek. It brings up Willie McGee.
Well, since 1990, Coors Brewing Company has provided more than $1 million to support the critical environmental projects through the Pure Water 2000 program. At Coors, protecting the environment is one of the most important things we do.
Here's Willie McGee. He had an infield hit to drive in a run in the first. He flied to right. Duane told you, just off the disabled list. Willie, one of those free swingers. He's up there to swing the bat. And he does. Fouls it off. McGee in many ways reminds me of Manny Sanguillen, to the extent that if he ever got a base on balls, you'd almost figure the paralysis set in. He just waves that bat. He wants to hit.
How true, how true.
Good lead by Bonds. He has good speed. But I tell you, if he runs, it'll be on his own, because you just about want to wrap him in cellophane and put him in a deep freezer overnight to protect him, because he's a franchise player. I don't want him sliding around. But he plays hard. Balk. He drew a balk. I think that was that quick move without stopping you were talking about, Kuiper.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Liskanek is talking with Schaefer about it. This is at normal speed. Watch Liskanek. See if he comes to that complete stop.
He did.
He did. It may have been also that, you know, sometimes you take that quick step and you jump towards first base, and umpires have a tendency to feel like you're trying to trick the base runner, and they will call that a balk.
Well hit. Not able to come up with it, Mejia, and Barry Bonds will score. There goes McGee to second, and he's in there. McGee took advantage of kind of a lackadaisical move by Boston in center field. He did not charge that ball once it got by Mejia, and Willie just kept right on running. That's too much time. You can't take that much time with McGee running.
Yeah, Boston at the last second realized that he was going to have to make a perfect throw. They're going to give Mejia an error on this. Scorekeeper felt like Mejia should have given it a little better effort. It got into center field, and the Giants get one of those runs back.
They're going to go to third base and get McGee on an easy play. Not a very good play on the bases by Willie McGee, and Charlie Williams, who had his problems, calls McGee out at third base. The play goes from Castilla to Hayes. He had no chance to go from second to third on that one.
Yeah, sometimes base runners get a little of a brain cramp when they have that ball hit. They're going to change the ball that McGee hit from an error to a base hit.
A double and RBI to given him. I would have to look in the dictionary and under charity and see what that says. That was very liberal scoring.
I agree.
I need an eraser. Should never score with a pen. A pencil doesn't have an eraser. There's Manwaring. He doesn't get him. I mean, it might have been a tough error on Hayes, but he did not get him from the ball. Okay, give him a single, but I don't think he should get a double. Mejia, I mean. At any rate, they do pick up that run, and it's a 6-2 ball game. Clayton, the base runner. 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. And it's ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 6-2. Giants out in front. Manwaring's had a big night. He hit a home run in the second. He doubled to drive in a run in the fourth. And 2 strikes now.
Well, Manwaring has been part of the problem for the Rockies. They just haven't been able to get him out. We talked earlier about the bottom of the order, and Manwaring, of course, qualifies for that by batting 8th. Don Zimmer looking on, hoping that a 4-run lead is not going to be enough.
Leskanic just backs off the rubber. Stop the base runner Clayton on at first base. 2-2 pitch is inside. You hate to see a pitcher go deep in the count, because now obviously the runner goes. Clark plays behind the runner. Base runner gets about 4 steps. Walked him. Second base on balls given up. That moves Clayton on to second base. There are 2 outs, and Brummett is the batter. He bounced out to the shortstop in the second and again in the fourth. Greg Brummett. Six to 2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Giants are out in front. There's the strike.
Well, if you're Kurt Leskanic, the one thing you don't want to do is walk people. That gets the attention of manager and pitching coach faster than anything else. And as you said, this is the second walk was to Kurt Manwaring in 1 inning, and one of those walks has already scored.
No defense against them. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Now you got the pitcher up there. There's no need to go to thinking, just go to throwing. Rear back and fire. What got you here is what you want to use. If it's the fastball, just overpowering. He may have chased a bad ball. It was up in his eyes and fouls it off. So Leskanic gets a break. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's where you want to make it happen on 2-2. You don't want to run it to 3-2. 2-2 pitch. Right center field. Bichette getting over and makes the play. A running catch by Dante Bichette. That ends the top of the 5th inning. But the Giants pick up another run, so it is 6-2 Giants as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
And by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Giants lead the Rockies by a score of 6-2.
6-2 it is, Kai. And a full moon. If you expect me to sing, I'm going to disappoint you.
Well, we don't.
I certainly hope not. I am really bad, Kai. My kids won't let me sing in church. Eric Young. He takes it outside for ball 1. Bounced out to the pitcher both times at bat. Shortens up as if the bunt takes a strike, and Matt Williams comes charging in from third. I don't imagine a bat looks bigger than when you're a third baseman and you charge in for a bunt and the guy swings away.
And you just hope it's a little guy that doesn't have the ability to pull the ball too much. You don't think guys ever charged players like Frank Howard or Orlando Cepeda or those types of hitters. You just give the bunt to him. Have it. Take it.
Be my guest. 2-1 pitch. It's fouled out of play, and it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful evening here at the ballpark. A sellout crowd. And I must say, they really enjoy baseball. I mean, it's a 6-2 ball game, but you've seen a lot of action. Sure, you'd like to see your team win, but it's a great night.
We've experienced some wonderful things like blowouts where the Rockies have lost by 10 or 12 runs, but no one leaves. They love to watch baseball.
That's great. 2-2 pitch. Line foul. I always talk about the 52 Pirate team I was on. Kiner was our legitimate home run hitter. In the 6th inning, when he'd make an out, people would leave like they were selling fire in the stands. And I always made the joke saying the thing that bothered me, they walked across the field while we were playing. You'd say, come on, lady, I got a hit. Oh, I saw you swing. You're not going to hurt me. There's a one-hopper. Will Clark backhands it, flips it to Brummett, and Young is out. Nice play by both Clark and Young and Brummett.
Yes, it was. Clark had to give ground on the ball just a little bit to try to get a better angle on it. Eric Young hit it off his fist, and Clark picks the hop, backpedals, and then gives a good flick to Brummett. And that's the play they work on in spring training day in and day out.
And it was executed perfectly because you saw Brummett make that left turn, get away from that runner, don't run down that foul line and get spiked. 1 out. Here's Mejia. He shows bunt but takes it, and it's a strike. Mejia fouled out in the 1st inning and had an infield hit in the 3rd. I see an infield hit. He hit it hard. Goes off Williams. There's that sidearm pitch you were talking about, Kuiper.
Every once in a while, we were told he would drop down.
And he did.
It's not a bad idea. It can keep a right-handed hitter honest once in a while.
Goes again. That's the pitch to a right-hand hitter. Campanella, the late, great Roy Campanella, had that great expression. It gives a hitter jelly leg. And it does. Williams tries to get it, but he doesn't, as Mejia drills it and makes a big turn at first base, and that's the kind of turn you like to see runners take. Well hit. That's his 2nd hit of the night.
Now let's see if this pitch was out over the plate. And it kind of hung it, and Mejia again rips his ball in the direction of Matt Williams. He didn't miss it by much.
No, he didn't. Good coverage by the guys. And you saw it. How hard it was hit, how close he came to making it. And here is Bichette. He's 1 for 2. Mejia draws the throw. It used to be if you were trailing by 4, you didn't run. But that's not the case these days. 6-2, Giants are leading. Doesn't Forget it. May have chased a bad ball.
I think one of the things that has happened, Joe, is when AstroTurf came into the league, the so-called book changed because teams started to develop their teams around AstroTurf, took away their power, and in games like this, you would see
absolutely
runners run and steal bases in situations where years ago you'd never see it happen. So the book has changed over the years.
For the better. I'm kind of glad, too, because I never could quite understand the rationale. I mean, guys hit home runs when they're leading by 6 or 8 runs. Why shouldn't a base stealer try to steal? And it's strike 2 on Dante Bichette. Guy steals the base with his team trailing by 4 or leading by 4, and they say, oh, he's trying to show me up. And today, that's not the case because agents have that in the clause. Steal so many, you get so much. Know where first base is? 50,000. Second, 75.
And you can always say, if you're in ballparks like Fenway or the Homer Dome, in this one, a 4-run lead is not a whole lot.
You can't sit on it. Deep to left field. If it stays fair, 2 runs are back. Listen to the crowd.
Number 14 for Dante Bichette. So you kind of wait for the blast to get you back into the game. Bichette did not even take a stride. Ball hung in on him and he just hit it right down the line.
So it's a 6-4 ball game, and there's that sitting on the lead we were talking about. Charlie Hayes takes a strike over the outside corner. It was a no ball 2-strike count, and you saw the catcher Manwaring set up to the outside part of the plate. And Brummett just missed it. It was a bad pitch, and Bichette jumped all over it.
If you're going to miss with an off-speed pitch, like a changeup, or if you just don't have a whole lot on your fastball, a nothing pitch, middle of the plate in, up in the strike zone, just isn't going to work.
Popped up. Everybody chasing it, and McGee will make the play. I tell you, if you're going to miss with that pitch, like you say, you better miss towards where you almost knock him down,
right,
so you get him out of the way. If he gets a chance to swing at it, hitters are going to do exactly what he did.
I mean, Bichette just cut down his swing, and he still hit it a long way. Don't miss an opportunity to drive a beautiful Intrepid. See your Dodge dealer today.
He missed 2 curveballs, and then it looked like Brummett was going to get it up and in, and just got out over the plate, and boom, 2 quick runs, 6-4. Here's Boston. He singled to drive in a run his last time up. Whoa, way up there. Manwaring, really a tough play for him, but he's got it. He's zeroing in, and he makes the play. You can always tell if the catcher's got a beat on it by the way he looks at it as soon as he spots it. So that completes 5 innings of play. A home run by Bichette brings back 2 runs. It's a 6-4 ball game. Giants are out in front.
Well, former San Francisco Giants Dave Dravecky, a guest of owner Jerry McMorris, sitting behind the Rockies dugout. And Dave Dravecky was just introduced, and the fans here at Mile High Stadium gave him a standing ovation. Dave Dravecky now lives outside of Colorado Springs, so it's great to see him.
It really is. What a tremendous story. He does a great job speaking around the country when you talk about comebacks.
If you remember, Dravecky developed bone cancer in his throwing arm, which was his left arm. And after going through a series of operations to remove a tumor, he came back and he pitched well in 2 starts. And in his 3rd start, he broke the bone in his arm, and then following some rehabilitation, broke it again during a celebration when the Giants won in '89. And then that following offseason, the cancer came back, and he had his arm removed. Really not just his arm. You can see his entire shoulder taken off, too. What a story.
Popped up. And able to make the play. Schaefer makes the play, so it's a big out.
Now, Joe, you know these pop-ups better than I do, but don't they come back a little bit, or can't you always be guaranteed that's going to happen?
Well, if you turn on them like Schaefer did, it'll come back to you. But I tell you, it's tough to control yourself when the ball is hitting the air, to stop and find the ball first. Most guys will go charging and then lose it. But as you saw Manwaring do, and now Schaefer, find the ball, get rid of the mask in the opposite direction, and then just glide to it. It's not an easy play at all. Robbie Thompson, he's had a big night. 2 for 3, driven in a run. High outside. Just a footnote on Dave Dravecki. I tell you, he is an inspiration. He looks great, and he's moved here. He's originally from Niles, Ohio.
Right.
I see him at the banquet all the time that they have, and I tell you, a terrific guy. Didn't get a good curveball.
Of course, he goes around, he speaks at local churches, and also his newfound passion, golf.
Great. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. A 6-4 ball game. Giants are out in front. We're in the top of the 6th. Robbie Thompson is the batter. Harris started. Leskanic has come on. And here's a 2-2 pitch. 3-2.
Now, the one thing that Leskanic has to do is keep the Giants from scoring. They've scored in every inning.
He gets him a breaking ball. And that's a 2nd strikeout for Leskanic. You know, just a footnote to what Kuiper just said. You always want to shut the other team down when you score a couple runs. It's almost like baseball is a game of messages. They send you a message that they got a lead of 6-2. You score 2 runs and you come back to 6-4. Now you want to go back and really step on the juggler and get them 1, 2, 3 to say, we're in this game and we're going to win it.
It's all part of momentum.
It really is. Good point.
And if the Giants were to score, then that would break the Rockies' momentum.
Curveball strike to Will Clark. Fastball misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Rockies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for a taste, smoothness, and drinkability you'll find in no other beer. Proud to be your Bud.
1-1 pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Leskanic looks like one of these pitchers who likes to talk to himself, and not only talk to himself, but answer himself.
He's a different sort. He actually should probably be a left-hander.
That says it a lot.
Shaves his arm because he feels that he's going to get a little bit more velocity that way. But he's got a good arm.
Wait a minute now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He what?
Shaves that throwing arm.
So he gets
a little bit more velocity, you know, a little less wind resistance in that arm.
Boys, my head got the speed. 2-2 pitch. It goes all the way back to the screen. And my cameraman, who I don't know his name, who has the same type hairdo, he agrees with me. We got all kinds of speed coming out of our dome.
I could just see you and Sam going down the line with everybody stopwatches.
That's
looking
right.
at it.
That's right.
Oh, well.
Nobody on. 2 men out. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Clark, I think, is it 3-2? He's talking to Joe West. Maybe he wants him to hit. At any rate, here it comes. Hit to left field. Nice running catch by Eric Young. Going to lose that ball, but it's a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the 6th. It's 6-4. Giants.
Fireman of the Year award 5 times. Bring your answer to any soundtrack store by Wednesday to be eligible for each week's drawings.
Gerald Clark jumps on the first pitch, and Will Clark should have no problem. One out.
At the end of the season, one grand prize winner will receive a Mitsubishi 60-inch color TV. Last week's winner was Jane Browley of Fort Collins.
One man out. I want to hear this. Paid attendance.
You like that, huh?
71,710 with paid attendance. 3,117,156 for the season, and they're looking at 3 sellouts.
And this is July, Joe. 3 million in July.
Averaging over 57,000 a game. I haven't seen that many M&Ms. Schaefer doesn't get it. 71,710 people. Tremendous enthusiasm, too. I mean, they're not here at the ballpark sitting on their hands. They're really enjoying it. And why not? It's a beautiful evening. Major League Baseball. Home runs. Arguments. Whatever you want. Balks. Get an inside the park home run. You got the whole...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know what we've come to a conclusion that the people in this area really just want to prove that Major League Baseball was wrong for 30 years about the Rocky Mountain region and the city of Denver.
Well, they've certainly done it this year. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fly ball, right field. McGee coming hard. He makes the play. He has good speed. Well, you got something else.
Go ahead. We'll wait on it.
No, I was going to tell you, I'm down at the Hyatt, okay? So my wife and I were walking around. It was like a market 2 blocks from there. I never saw so much Rocky paraphernalia, caps and T-shirts and everything. And a guy grabs me, a guy named Tony, don't even know his last name. Come here, you got to come to my booth. I go to his booth. I go home. I got a sack of peaches, a cantaloupe, and strawberries. And I'm only here for 1 day.
You're all set. Oh, that's... Now, merchandising is #1. Jerry McMorris was telling us before the game, 12% of all the baseball merchandising has something to do with the Colorado Rockies.
Listen, I came here and did a breakfast, 7 o'clock in the morning in March. There were 1,200 people. And the thing that impressed me was not only that, was when I got to the airport, you had not played a game yet. Everybody's walking around with Rockies hats on or shirts. McGee, once again, he should make this play easily, and he does. So it's a real easy inning. 3 up and 3 down. We complete 6 innings of baseball here. It is the Giants 6 and the Rockies 4.
A friend of yours walked in before the ball game, and I'd like to explain to us what he gave you.
He gave me a check. I hope I'm not embarrassing him. It was Vern Rapp. He gave it for BAT, the baseball assistance team. It's a group formed by Commissioner Uberoth to help farmer players, widows, Negro League players, people out there really hurting. And to see a farmer player do what Vern did, I really appreciate it. And other players, Dave Valley gave me $2,000. Dwight Gooden gave me some money. So we're getting some help, Kuiper.
Pitches outside to Matt Williams, now pitching. Well, Kurt Leskanik is still in the ball game. Leskanik came in to replace the starter, Greg Harris, and Matt Williams hits this one. Castilla backhands it, thrown. Now he pulled him off. So a nice play by Castilla, with the throw pulled off Gerald Clark.
Boy, that's one of those plays that, because it's so good, you almost want to give it to the infielder. Look how far in the hole. He knows he doesn't have much time. Almost on target, but just pulled him off the bag enough. And that was a good call by Brian Gorman. There's another look at it, and Williams gets himself an infield hit, but it was a real major league play.
It was a good play by Vinny Castilla, and you're right, a good call by Brian Gorman. And the batter is Barry Bonds. Bonds has walked twice. He has scored 2 runs. And he hit a monster home run in the 3rd inning. It is 6-4. The Rockies trying to get back into this game. And the pitch is down and in to Barry Bonds.
And tonight, Barry Bonds became the first player in franchise history to hit 30 home runs in his first season in a Giants uniform.
How about that? A lot of great players.
A lot of people thought you were going to do that.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people were disappointed. High and deep to right field, and Bonds has got another one. Out of here. Home run number 31. And that makes it 8-4.
And there was no doubt about it. I mean, once he touched it off, it was just a matter of where it was coming down. He makes it look so easy, and what a difference he's made in this ball club.
He has made this club confident that they could win.
You don't think he knows it's going to be out here? Watch his reaction. Ah, yes, I want to watch it. Complete perfect follow through.
And here's Willie McGee. Nobody on, nobody out. 2 runs have scored for the Giants. On deck is Royce Clayton. And that's a strike to McGee. McGee has singled, flied out, and doubled. He has 2 RBIs. Steve Reed throwing in the bullpen, and McGee swings and misses. And it's 1-2. I want to get back to, let me do this first. Continental Airlines, the official airline of the Rockies, serves over 55 international destinations in more than 150 cities in the U.S. Call Continental or your travel agent today and experience the difference. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Willie McGee. 8-4. Giants leading, and McGee hits one right past Castilla for the 3rd hit in a row here in the 7th inning. 3rd hit for McGee.
And he's just off that disabled list, as you pointed out.
So Ron Hasse is going to go out and talk with Joe West. This means we will probably see a double switch. Castilla made the last out, so he would be the likely choice to come out of the game. And Benavides would replace him. So your double switch would be Benavides coming in to bat 9th, and Steve Reed would come in to bat 8th. So Leskanic out of the ball game. In comes Steve Reed and Freddie Benavides. We'll leave you for a short time. Here in the top of the 7th inning, it's the Giants 8 and the Rockies 4. On the jacket, trying to stretch out that right arm, and I'm sure he's quite disappointed after allowing 3 runs, and of course the big blow, the 2-run home run here in the 7th inning off the bat of Barry Bonds. But the new pitcher for Colorado is Steve Reed, 5-4 with a save, an ERA above 5, and this will be his 33rd appearance. And Steve Reed, of course, is the sidewinder, and that has had pretty good success as of late for Don Baylor. He'll be facing Royce Clayton. Clayton is 1 for 3. He tripled and scored in the 4th inning. And Reed will keep an eye on McGee. McGee with 8 stolen bases this year. He's been caught 6 times.
You know, I think he falls into the category of good speed, but not a very good base runner.
Yeah, Willie over the years probably stole all those bases on sheer speed. You're right.
Absolutely.
And Clayton takes the pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes. So you were telling us about Dave Valley and a number of the active players that have been contributing to bat, and that is encouraging.
It really is, because we're not that well known, but guys like Andre Dawson, Dusty Baker, the manager of the Giants, the 2 Griffies, Willie McGee, who's on, they've given us money, because we've got some people out there really hurting.
Inside to Clayton, 2 balls and no strikes.
And if I can just say it, it's the baseball family, and that includes former players, umpires, in the forgotten segments, the widows and the Negro League players. We've already given out $448,000 in grants. And last year we were able to raise $860, so it doesn't look like we're going to have enough money this year without some real help.
Right. 2-0 pitch to Clayton is hit on the ground to Benavides. He goes to Mejia, who goes to Clark. And that's your 6-4-3 double play. So you figured Benavides just into the game would get tested, and he did that quick.
And don't you love it when a relief pitcher comes in and gets that done? He sidewheels one, a sinker. It looks like a perfect double play ball, but it wasn't an easy chance. For a minute, kind of handcuffed Benavides, but gets it over in good shape and turns out to be an easy double play. Boy, as an infielder, don't you love it when they give you that ball right where he got that one?
Give it to me with something on it in a good spot. And then I can get it and get out of the way.
Yeah, otherwise that runner is going to staple you right to the left field fence.
Manwaring grounds this one into right field for his third hit. He is now 3 for 3. Mixing a walk, and he's having a great night. That's right, he needs a triple to complete the cycle.
And for a catcher to get a triple, stay tuned, folks.
He would deserve it if he managed to work that one out.
Most catchers have that scouting report. Speed deceptive. Slower than they look.
Brummett, facing Steve Reed, is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice. And he lined out to right field. Brummett is 0 for 12.
And the way he sidearmed him, it may be 0 for 13.
And that's down and in. The Sunday Rocky Mountain News is now just 25 cents for a limited time. Sunday only home delivery is just $13 for 12 months when you pay in advance. Just call 892-NEWS. 2 balls and no strikes to Brummett. We're in the top of the 7th inning here at Mile High Stadium. The Giants are leading 8-4. And Brummett takes a strike. So Galarraga with the 2-run home run in the 5th inning to get the Giants close. Only to have Barry Bonds answer with one in the top of the 7th. I said Galarraga, I meant Dante Bichette. Rockies hoping that Galarraga will be back soon.
I'll tell you what a difference he's made. I mean, being out in the lineup, Baylor has had to really use a lot of blowout patches. Shifting people around, manufacture runs.
You take that cleanup spot and that cleanup hitter away from you, and you have players hitting in positions where they should be. Mo Sanford, recently called up, is throwing down in the bullpen. Big Mo Sanford. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Greg Brummett. And now it's a full count, and now Manwaring will be moving on the pitch.
I bet you if Baylor was watching that, he just got up out of his chair and said, "What are you doing?" Throw the sidearm fastball and he'll put the bat in the rack.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Don't finesse him. Just throw it right down the middle with something on it.
And the payoff pitch, and he walked him.
That's a Malox moment right there.
So the pitcher draws a walk. And now it brings to the plate Darren Lewis in the top of the batting order. Lewis is 1 for 4.
That's why I never would manage. See, I'd have to have either Melvin Belli or somebody as my coach. I'd have to go out there and explain to me why you would walk Brummett.
You would have to have an attorney go speak to him. Is that it?
It'd be more important to me than a hitting coach. I don't have the patience. And I know he's trying to throw strikes. I know that.
And Lewis out in front, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
That's what, you know, one of the great things about Baylor with the expansion club has been his patience. I mean, I've not read anything, not heard anything. He's just going along with it, and I'm sure he's had a lot of these kind of situations.
I'm sure he takes a lot of it home with him, too, and that's the hard part. Did Lewis hold up? He did not, and Schaefer may have been crossed up by Steve Reed, so they're going to have a little conference.
Well, usually with a man on second base, they'll switch signs because they want to protect themselves, but I mean, you can't assume anything. I mean, but I would doubt if there's any sign stealing going on. But as a catcher, you certainly want to make sure that they're not stealing signs. But you don't want to give that pitcher to think about anything more.
1 ball and 1 strike to Darren Lewis with 2 outs. And Lewis pops this one back for a souvenir.
I'll say one thing, Schaefer gave enough finger signs that time to leave a couple left over for the Little League game tomorrow. Usually they're very simple. I mean, you go out to the pitcher and say, look, it's the first sign I give, forget the, or the last sign I give, or the second sign, whatever you make up. And the rest of them are just obviously decoys.
Well, that was about 8 or 9. You're right. 1-2 pitch. And again, Lewis pops it back, so we'll do it again.
And I would say just on how fast he gave the signs, it's either the first or the second sign he's given, because that's the only time I saw 1-1. Now, if I were on second base, I'd be cataloging it. If I ever got to second base, that is. I'd be cataloging that. And then come back and tell somebody on the bench, hey, when you get there, you check it out. Let's see what happens here. Have some fun. Well, he's going for a new, shook him off one. Too fast for me.
1-2 pitch. On the ground, Benavides plays it off to the side, and he goes to second for the force play. And that'll do it for the Giants. They do come up with a couple of damaging runs. The 2-run homer by Barry Bonds will head to the home half of the 7th. 8-4 Giants. Let's take a look at our Bank One game summary. The Harris poll. These numbers all against Greg Harris. Bonds a solo home run. Manwaring had a home run, a double, a couple of RBIs. Clayton with a triple. Thompson contributed. And the line score on Greg Harris, 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 earned runs. And as we talked while this was going on, Joe, really not one big inning that gave Greg Harris some problems. He just kind of nipped away at him.
No, I would be encouraged by it. And you also have to factor in the fact that it was his first game here in front of the home crowd. It was a big trade. There had to be some butterflies floating around.
Freddie Benavides will lead it off for the Rockies, and he swings and misses facing Greg Brummett, who has been out there the entire ball game. Brummett has only 1 strikeout, and he's only issued 1 walk. Freddie has watched his average rise, and he hits this off of Brummett. Clayton recovers and throws him out. And how's Brummett? And Clark got stepped on, so we got 3 people limping on the infield.
And they don't know who to go to first. They're going to Clark. That's the franchise player. One trainer's going to Clark, and now the other one's going out to Brummett. Everybody's coming out. The pitching coach is coming out. The manager. We got a scene from MASH. I mean, Benavides got some action, didn't he?
Benavides got the pitcher, and he got Will Clark. Now, Benavides is madder than a wet end because he gets an at-bat out of this.
Hit him right on the left heel, as you can see. Great shot. Clayton's strong throw. He got him. Clark was on the inside part of that bag, too.
Jeff Brantley's going to come in. He's going to replace Greg Brummett. And Freddie's going, I don't know what I have to do. So Clark is going to be okay. He'll stay in the game. Brummett is going to go right from the mound to the clubhouse. He's even going to forget about going into the dugout. And he got smacked right on the heel.
Right on the heel. His follow-through was terrible. He was almost had his back to the batter. And he just kind of kept his leg up there. Worked out perfectly because he gets an assist on the play, but it's a hard one.
We're going to take a break while Jeff Brantley warms up. He'll get as many pitches as he needs. We'll be back after this. Back at Mile High Shea Stadium, Will Clark pointing to the bag saying, I had just a little bit of that bag, and Benavidez still managed to get me.
Yeah, he's kind of wondering about that as we watch Brantley warm up. But I tell you, as well, and Kuiper and I were talking about it, we're both in the same category, not being the franchise-type player. They ran right past Brummert. I don't know what would have happened if Barry Bonds would have been involved here. We'd had everything but the Red Cross out here.
We're going to take a look once again at the throw over to first. And Benavidez on the inside part got Will Clark right on the side of the foot.
Oh, he gave him the whole bag. I must say that Clark, he has reason to wonder how he was able to get him, because he was on the inside part of the bag, and 99% of that, I'm sure, was frustration. Benavidez thought he had a base hit and ended up with a 1-6-3 out.
Here's Eric Young facing Jeff Brantley. And Brantley throws a strike. Brantley with a sneaky fastball. He's got a good split finger, a good curveball. And since Mike Jackson has gone on the disabled list, people are pointing now to Jeff Brantley to be the guy to, as we said earlier, the guy to hold it for Rod Beck.
Think that'll be the next statistic?
Sure it will.
A holder?
You bet. 0-2 pitch to Eric Young is inside, 1-2 strikes. Remember, Brantley over the years has been a reliever, and then the month of September last year he started and did the same in spring training and at the beginning of this season, and it just did not work out. Chopped to the left side. Matt Williams got it and throws to Clark. Here's my partner, Mr. Garagiola, having fun with the Cracker Jack. Look at that arm.
Yeah, look at it. If the vultures were out, they'd have been flying overhead. That thing is dead. That's quite a custom, though. The fans really enjoy that.
Oh, they do.
I was trying to get one to my wife. I couldn't reach her.
And she was down there blocking Cracker Jacks.
Huh?
She was down there blocking Cracker Jacks.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Mejia hits this one right off the facing of the dugout. Well, your Front Range Jeep Eagle dealers invite you to come in and enter to win a trip to California to see the Rockies play the Padres and the Dodgers. This is a limited time offer. See your local Jeep Eagle dealer for details, and tomorrow is the last day to be eligible. No balls and 2 strikes to Roberto Mejia with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 7th inning, in a game where the Giants are leading 8-4. On deck is Dante Bichette. Mejia goes around on the high fastball, and he's retired. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the San Francisco Giants. We will head to the home half of the 7th, or make that to the top of the 8th. 8-4 Giants. Well, the next homestand for the Colorado Rockies begins on August 17th, and it'll be the Philadelphia Phillies. Also, the New York Mets follow the Phillies. The August 21st game is a doubleheader.
Wait a minute now. That's gone the way of the dinosaur, the doubleheader. Please explain to me, what is a doubleheader? I haven't heard that expression in years.
2 games for the price of 1.
I don't have to buy 2 tickets.
1 ticket lets you see 2 ball games, and 1 game starts right after the other. This is not a split doubleheader.
What do I do from the end of 1 game to the other?
You go, have a beer, have a hot dog, visit with the person sitting next to you, kill some time, and in about a half an hour, game 2 starts.
That's a doubleheader. I remember that.
Robbie Thompson leads it off for the San Francisco Giants. Gary Wayne is the new pitcher. Wayne facing Robbie Thompson. Also, we might want to mention that tomorrow's game, we were told, has about 1,000 seats left for tomorrow's game, plus the rock pile. So there are a few tickets available, and you'll have to get them quick. Swing and a miss, and Thompson goes down swinging. On Sunday, that number goes down. There is a couple of hundred seats left on Sunday, including the rock pile. So the rock pile, by the way, Joe, is right behind our center field camera.
That's the rock pile.
That's the rock pile.
Ah, that's the seats over in Fort Collins.
That's it. Those are the Euchre seats here at Mile High.
Well, you put a skinny cameraman out there and you're all right. A little bit obstructed.
Clark takes the pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Will Clark is 0 for 4, and even bad hitters do not like to take 0 for 5s. And that's a strike.
You know, I bet. Oh, there's the cameraman. Yeah, we're going to put him on a slim faster. He ain't going to work that camera anymore.
Not in the rock pile. You're right.
I mean, you talk about obstruction, boy. He's got an obstruction.
Did you see him pointing to the other cameraman? Like, what about him? 2 balls and 1 strike to Will Clark.
As they would say on the bench, throw a salad in there once in a while. But it's fun at the ballpark. Hey, you got to be able to laugh.
2 balls and 1 strike to Clark. Clark does not hold up, says Joe West, and it's 2-2. Clark didn't agree with Singing Joe.
Kuiper, I got to see where Wayne would be tough the way he wraps that front leg around as he delivers that ball. You go to looking at his leg, and you're going to end up hitting his kneecap instead of hitting the baseball.
You're right. You see just about everything coming at you, and then all of a sudden there's the baseball. Clark gets it high into center field, but Darryl Boston has plenty of room. He backpedals and makes the catch, out number 2.
You know, pitchers really can help themselves by hiding the ball and then by quirky delivery.
Here's the delivery you're talking about. Watch that little kick, that little extra kick.
It's the way he kind of does a curly cue that would throw me off.
Now pick up your commemorative Rockies Coca-Cola lapel pin at 7-Eleven, only 50 cents, with the purchase of a Coca-Cola 12-pack, and collect the entire set. Matt Williams pops this one out of play. Matt had an infield hit in his last at bat. He scored on Barry Bonds' second home run.
I was watching Bobby Bonds, and when Williams swung, Bobby Bonds clapped his hands and did something else, which obviously is a message. There he goes again. He's a very active first base coach. If he swings and misses, let's see if Bonds does anything.
He hells up, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
There he goes. Look. There it is.
He's trying to get Matt's attention. And not all the time does Matt look down there, but Barry would like him to, or make that Bobby would like him to. And he pops this one back. And now Bobby walking more towards him.
That's a signal. Guarantee you. That's a message. That is not. That's an itchy nose.
We all know that one.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
1-2 pitch. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You can be assured that Bobby Bonds has had a lot to do with the success of Matt Williams. Matt did not have a great year last year. That's in the dirt, and it's a full count. Really an injustice done to Matt Williams by not making the All-Star team. He was on the disabled list. But at the time, he was leading the league in RBIs.
Boy, that's why I think they ought to expand that All-Star roster. There are a lot of guys. Bagwell of Houston not being on there, for example. And you can name 3 or 4 other guys.
Pop back and out of play. This really is a year of offensive numbers. A lot of players having great years.
Yeah.
And I know some people feel that there's a rabbit in the ball.
Only when the good hitters hit it. Yep. Bobby Bonds, very active, as we pointed out, at first base. One thing he wants Matt Williams to do is to keep his head focused on that pitcher.
And this is popped to the right side. Gerald Clark over into the stands. Did he catch it? Yes. So Gerald Clark makes a nice play on top of the tarp on the right side of the diamond. It'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Gary Wayne. We'll head to the home half. Giants lead 8-4. Bottom of the 8th inning, Giants leading 8-4. And Jeff Brantley will be facing Bichette, Hayes, and Boston. And the first pitch from Jeff Brantley is hit to right field. McGee, now he's under it, and he makes the catch. One pitch went out in the 8th.
Kuiper's the first timer here in the ballpark. I must comment on the reaction when they put up the attendance, and it showed 71,710. The tremendous roar that went up here. I can't help but think we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. This would be about the time that most ballparks would be emptying out, and the people here are cheering themselves.
That's right. That is their best way of patting themselves just a little bit on their back.
And they should.
Charlie Hayes takes a pitch down low, 1 ball and no strike. Jerry McMorris very proud of the way the people in this area have responded to the Rockies. Broken bat, looper. Royce Clayton has got it, out number 2. Well, Domino's is delivering in 30 minutes or less. Get 2 large pizzas, each with your favorite delicious topping, for the low price of $14.99. Call Domino's now and order your Rockies doubleheader. You know, we were playing around with a doubleheader, but you are right. You just don't see doubleheaders anymore.
No, in the old days, every holiday, 4th of July was a doubleheader, Memorial Day doubleheader. You don't have it. In fact, Branch Rickey, Mr. Rickey, used to always have those day-nighters. I can remember many at the time that guys would just lay down in the clubhouse and then play and get that double attendance. Doubleheader, it's gone the way of the dinosaur.
Rockies have a doubleheader on their next road trip, which I believe is a week from tonight in San Diego, and both games will be televised. Boston a little late on the 2-0 fastball, and the reason for that doubleheader is because the San Diego Chargers have a football game, preseason football game, on Saturday, so it's a Friday night twin bill. Foul back and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Boston. 8 runs on 13 hits for the Giants. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Rockies. The Rockies have done all of this without their manager, Don Baylor, who was ejected at home plate while exchanging the lineup card. 2-2 pitch to Darrell Boston, and it's popped straight up. Manwaring coming back by the fence, and it's in the first row.
There's not a whole lot of room here, although I'd say more than average, but you take ballparks, the old Pittsburgh ballpark, for example, that would take maybe 8-10 times a bat away from guys. Atlanta, that ballpark there, a lot of room in foul territory. It makes a difference.
Of course, a lot of the parks in California with the Dodgers, the Giants. Anaheim's not too bad.
No.
San Diego, a lot of foul territory.
Yep.
Down low to Darrell Boston, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck for the Rockies is Gerald Clark. Brantley delivers a fastball, and that's popped out of play. Also, we were talking about Jerry McMorris. Congratulate him. He was awarded the 1993 Business Leader of the Year. And he was receiving his award on August 2nd luncheon at the Marriott City Center in downtown Denver. So congratulations to Jerry McMorris. Boston strikes out. We will head to the 9th. It is 8-4 Giants. Top of the 9th inning. Giants are leading 8-4.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is Joe Garagiola
Thank you.
on the big screen here at Mile High Stadium. And for the San Francisco Giants, It will be Barry Bonds, who has just given the Rockies all kind of problems tonight.
Hey, that was really heartwarming. I was wondering what was going on, and it was for me. And you know what? That's the kind of ovations I used to get when they took me out of games. That was great. I really appreciated that.
Brought back some memories, huh?
Not really. It's a first. But it was great. It was nice and warm. They kept looking up here, and I thought, what's going on? Somebody in the upper deck was doing something.
2 balls and no strikes to Barry Bonds. Now Wayne steps off. Mo Sanford still in the bullpen for the Rockies. And Bonds hits this one off the end of the bat, and he broke his bat, I believe, and it's 2-1.
We finally found a chink in the armor.
That's right.
He broke his bat.
Throw him that off-speed stuff.
Off-speed, broke his bat. And some collector will get that bat and sell it for $250.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Colorado Rockies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies. Anything that you need to get off your chest in case this game gets away from us?
No, I've enjoyed every minute
Your bat
of
thing
it.
is working. We need more money, but everything's going all right.
Everything's going. We need some help there, yes. But it was just great to be a part of this whole Colorado Rockies, the whole Denver scene. My wife and I really enjoyed it. And it's been a delight to be here. The hospitality's been tremendous.
Down and in to Barry Bonds, and it's 3-1. And I will say this, the people of Colorado have opened up their arms to Major League Baseball and to people that come in to visit from out of town.
Terrific.
Bonds going for another one, wasn't he?
Oh, man. I mean, when you get that kind of reaction when you strike out, you are marquee. You are marquee.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Bonds looking for his 3rd home run of the game. He has 2 already. And he fouls it off the screen.
Boy, it's such a young age. What is he, 29, huh?
29, I believe. I read somewhere in a San Francisco paper that they just threw him a big birthday party, so he just had a birthday. And the genes are very good in the Bonds family.
Absolutely.
And Bonds goes down swinging to the delight.
Listen to the crowd
Of the 71,000.
He chased the bad ball. Didn't have a good swing. And Superman had his cape removed.
Here's Willie McGee, who has hurt the Rockies as well. He has 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and the pitch is inside.
I'd say his reaction was a good one, too. I mean, he didn't slam the bat down or didn't throw the helmet. Look at him. And Robbie Thompson. When you can make a crowd react like that, you're special.
Mejia has got it. He gets up and he throws him out.
Good play by Mejia. McGee thought for a minute he might have a base hit because he was not running full tilt. Thought that ball would be in right field. It's hit hard. Once he gets that ball, sets himself nicely.
So with 2 outs, here is Royce Clayton. We're in the top of the 9th inning, and the pitch is up high. Clayton, 1 for 4, tripled and scored. Kurt Manwaring is on deck, and that's lined foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, as you know, this ballpark after next year will not house the Colorado Rockies. The new Coors Field will open up in 1995. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Short walk from downtown.
That'll really rejuvenate whatever area it's in. I don't even know. I saw what happened in St. Louis.
Yep.
I saw what happened in Cincinnati. It just does something with this kind of enthusiasm that I've seen here tonight. it can't help but be a huge success.
Clayton just got a piece of it. I think the wonderful thing about, as you talked about St. Louis, that no matter where you are downtown, hotels, you just walk, a short walk.
That's right.
To the ballpark. I miss not being able to have seen a Sportsman's Park or in Ebbets Field. This has popped out of play, and I love reading about and looking at old pictures of those stadiums. But it has done a great deal for the downtown areas. Cincinnati's a great example. I would have loved to have seen Crosley Field.
But I tell you, these new ballparks, the way they're building them, especially Orioles Park, Camden Yards, you mix a lot of the old with the new,
right.
and you really have something.
And you got it both. Clayton down the left field line. EY is going to have to play it off the wall. He gets to it quickly, but into second is Royce Clayton. Earlier today, Bruce Hurst pitched a simulated game. And with our center field camera, you get an idea of how the action he is having on these pitches. You saw a good curveball right there from Hurst. Little tailing fastball. Behind the screen, members of the media and Don Baylor. And Hurst in a Rockies uniform. That's a strike. He is very happy to be here.
Well, he was
and
very
that's
unhappy.
not a token I'm happy to be here either. He is.
He was very unhappy in San Diego because he was a man that was marked. He was fingered.
He was the first guy fingered, wasn't he? And then when he just didn't get well quick enough, by the time he got well, all of the other players were gone, from Sheffield, McGriff.
Well, it's the dugout expression, but he was the first guy told not to buy green bananas.
Manwaring pops this out of play. He was talking to Willie Blair.
I saw him pitch quite a bit, I'll tell you. Good pitcher. And I just hope that his arm is as sound as all indications point, because he can pitch.
He's got good history with Don Baylor, as they were teammates with the Red Sox. 0-2 pitch to Manwaring. Just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's a good influence in the clubhouse, too.
There is something to be said about that, isn't there?
Oh, just ask the Mets.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Manwaring singles to left field. Here comes Clayton, and here comes the throw by Young. It is offline. Runner scores. Down to second is Manwaring, and he is safe. So a single and an RBI for Kurt Manwaring. He is 4 for 4.
That was one of those plays where the Rockies, unfortunately, were just a beat behind. I mean, the throw by Young is a good throw. They got a chance for a play at the plate. It's off a little bit, and the throw is just shy. Very close. Tagged him high, but you saw that right foot was in there.
Ron Hasse is coming out, and Mo Sanford is going to be the new pitcher for the Rockies. So Mo Sanford coming in to pitch for the first time this year in Denver. We'll be back after this. We are in the top of the 9th inning with a score of the Giants leading 9-4, and Mo Sanford comes in to replace Gary Wayne. Sanford, who wears number 34, was 3-6 in 20 games, 17 starts for the Sky Sox, with a .523 earned run average. So Mo Sanford.
Boy, look at that statistic with the strikeouts, 104. That tells you pretty much what kind of a pitcher Mr. Sanford is.
There's an idea that he can probably throw pretty hard. As Mark Carrion is the pinch hitter, and he takes the first pitch out of the strike zone. Carry-on. Has done an outstanding job coming off the bench for Dusty Baker. Carry-on is 5 for 22 with 3 RBIs. Mo Sanford pitched for the Reds in 1991, appeared in 5 games, so this is not his major league debut. It's just his Rockies debut, and that pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, if you were losing and I was with the Giants, now they're winning, they're not going to say anything, but to try to upset Sanford, I'd ask the umpire to make him cut that lace off his glove because it's flicking. And I don't know if he would or not, but it would give him something to think about, Sanford, and it might just upset him. See that lace just flicking around in there?
That's outside, and it's 3-1.
It's just one of those little things you do to agitate a pitcher.
Yeah, it might be really important to him, and if you can mess with him.
Just you're playing with his mind is what you're doing. Of course, the Giants are leading, so they're not going to upset anything. But don't doubt for a minute that they haven't cataloged it.
That's a strike, and now it's a full count to Carry-on.
What is that lace that he's got?
I have no idea. It's aggravating just to watch it for me because as an infielder, you wanted to keep everything real short.
Yeah, maybe you pull that and the socks come down or something.
I mean, that thing is wiggling around. Looks like a piece of spaghetti. Carry-on tried to check his swing, and Wendell Kim has it and gets rid of it.
There it is. Look at that. I don't know. What purpose does it serve? Except for distraction to the hitter or to the infielders I've just mentioned, but you don't want to distract your own infielders.
Well, as a kid, it might work if you tied around the handlebars of your bike or something like that, but
you got it.
My goodness.
Maybe he comes to the park on a bike.
Carry-on loops one into center field. Benavides won't come up with it. Coming around to score is Manwaring, and that makes it 10-4 in favor of the Giants.
Boy, say what you want, but that was a good pitch, a good fastball in a good spot. Even Bonds has to laugh because Carry-on just did loop it out there. That was one of those bloopers that when it landed, didn't even bend the grass. That's how polite that was.
Now, he didn't hit it well, but
just enough.
Just good enough to loop it out beyond second base. And here's Darren Lewis, who is 1 for 5, batting for the 6th time. Soft liner right at Roberto Mejia, and that'll end the inning. So Lewis ends the inning by hitting a line drive, and the Rockies, last opportunity. We're heading for the bottom of the 9th, 10-4 Giants.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me?
Let's do it. This.
And so are the fans at Mile High. They absolutely loved it.
Look at those guys.
Yeah, where are they? Well, it is the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Colorado Rockies, and Gerald Clark will lead it off, facing new Giants pitcher Kevin Rogers. And that pitch misses to Gerald Clark. 1 ball and no strikes. Mark Carry-on stays in the game, and he is in right field. Inside again to Clark. It straightens him up. 2 balls and no strike.
Boy, Rogers does something that I used to hate as a batter. When he goes into his windup, he doesn't look at you. He's looking somewhere else. It's like you want to scream, "I'm over here, I'm over here." You got a couple kids at home, you want to make sure he sees you.
And he throws a strike, and it's 2-1. You know who was famous for that, and I remember when you used to call the games for NBC, was Valenzuela.
Oh, he's terrible. Look up in the sky.
He used to take that peek.
Now watch his head. Watch his head. Look at him. He's looking down there, looking over there, and finally.
And Clark ignores all of it and singles up the middle.
Great concentration.
So Gerald Clark picks up his first hit, and that'll bring to the plate Danny Schaefer. Schaefer with a couple of singles. He has an RBI. He is 2 for 3. On deck, Chris Jones is in the on-deck circle, and he is swinging the bat. Rockies need to come up with 6 runs to tie. And the strike is called to Danny Schaefer. Coming into the game, the Giants had a 7.5 game lead on the Atlanta Braves. One pitch to Schaefer is grounded to the right side. Thompson will go to Clayton. Clayton will go to Clark. And it's a 4-6-3 double play. The Atlanta Braves won tonight 4-1 in Houston. So for the Giants to maintain that 7.5 game lead, they need to hold on to win this one, and it looks pretty comfortable. Acting manager tonight, Don Zimmer, with Don Baylor being ejected before the game started. Chris Jones is batting .308. Three for 9 as a pinch hitter, and he takes a strike. On deck is Freddie Benavides. Down low to Chris Jones. 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be another night game tomorrow night. Billy Swift against Kent Bottenfield. And then on Sunday, John Burkett versus Armando Reynoso. 2 balls and 1 strike. My partner, Joe Garagiola, will be heading back to Arizona.
Yes, we go back tomorrow to Arizona. But we'll be watching the box.